Hi, welcome to Survival Skills. I'm not really in survival mode today. I'm in creative mode because we're playing with farms, with big farms like what you can see behind me. And we had to empty this ocean for a pretty large perimeter. So I did that with World Edit, and we've got it done now. So we've got a nice big perimeter for making farms. And I did the floor in bedrock so that we don't have spawning on the floor. We don't have to torch spam it. So this is just kind of an experimental thing. We're playing a lot of 117 now, 117 snapshot. So we've kind of like commandeered this world for doing, experiments like this on a kind of a grand scale. So I just wanted to show you around a little bit. And I started off to just kind of do a tour of this place, but we're doing a little bit of work now because we found out something that probably you should know about anyway, and that is that we're using portals in a lot of these farms here, and we're getting cross linkage. So we've got our gold farm here, and then down here we've got the gunpowder farm, and it's got tons of portals in it. And what I found was when I went through the portal, one of them, I can't remember which one, I think I went through the gold farm portal. I came out in the nether where the creepers are supposed to drop. So things were kind of crisscrossed, and we had creepers dropping into areas they're not supposed to be dropping into. And then the pigmen were dropping into other areas. We actually had another portal that further complicated things. So we destroyed the other portal, and now we've moved. And it's funny, we had to move the portal, like the gunpowder portal, over just a matter of like a few blocks. Made the difference, like 5 or 6 blocks to the left, and that made all the difference. So when you get close like this, in the nether, these are not very far apart. It can be kind of picky, so you got to pay attention to your portal linkage. So we moved it over, and now we're building the gunpowder drop, rebuilding it. Let me go back and do I'm going to go back to the creeper nether, which is the portal that we want the creepers to drop out of. So we had to re-engineer this. So this is the old portal that was cross-linking with the gold farm portal. So we took that out, and you can see how close together these are, how just a few blocks can make the difference. So I basically moved, this over like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks. 9 times 8, though, in the overworld, it's like 72 blocks, I think. So if I remember my basic math. So it was close enough that we had a problem. So I moved it over, and now when we test the creepers, we should get when we light this up, we should get a lot of creeper drops. So we're doing the tube here, and we're working. This is a big job, and you can see that all the chests and stuff we're going to have to put in. So we're just working in creative here to make this correction. So you're welcome to do this kind of stuff in survival, but we're not trying to prove anything here about our survival manhood or something. So we're just going to do it in creative. So now we got to move this drop thing over. Now maybe I can do this. I don't know if it'll mess up these mine carts. I might be able to move this whole thing over. Let's see if I can WE this. I think it's like a pretty clean rectangle, right? So we need to know where to go here. This is the scandalous secrets of how this thing got built. So on big farms, we might take advantage of like World Edit and stuff, like doing that perimeter there. That was all ocean. We had to basically remove the ocean for like a huge perimeter. I'm not sure how big he made it, but it was like pretty big. I think I'd have to go measure it. But, you know, taking all that out with all that uneven terrain and, you know, all that water would have taken like forever in survival. Can be done probably. Might want to try doing a flying machine type of a thing in some future, on a future build in some future video to show how to actually, you know, drain an ocean with a flying machine. I think it's doable. But we wanted to do the gunpowder farm this time, so we're just focused on that. So let me see here. I'm just going to build a base for the bottom of the creeper farm here, and then we'll move it down, and then we'll test the linkage. And maybe toward the end of the video I can show off all the awesome work that P3 has done on these farms. So it was he built them with a mixture of creative and survival. So lots of survival work done, but on certain things it just doesn't make sense unless unless you're a hardcore survivalist. But if you're a hardcore survivalist, like, you know, I like to work in survival, I don't make things this size, you know, this magnitude. If you've been watching my channel, you know the kind of stuff that I do. And I do medium-sized farms. I mean, they would look big to some people, but I consider them medium size. That perimeter that I just mentioned is what I would consider a large job. So you wouldn't see me normally building that kind of thing unless I was collaborating with somebody like P3. So I'm going to take this out. But this is kind of a fun thing, because since we did the perimeter now, we did it down to bedrock, he can build this gunpowder farm in the lower two subchunks. I'll have to go measure it, but I'm pretty sure it's within the lower two subchunks, and the spawning rates are higher in the lower two subchunks of the world. So we're going to get a very, very good spawn rate, I expect. Oh, he's going to... Okay, he's going to do this. Maybe I can put the rest of this in for him. So he's got that part, and actually I might be able to, if I do it right, world edit the rest of this in. Let me see if I can drop some sand here. And I want to know, it's kind of tricky with world edit trying to get the placement right. But if I stand right in the middle in front of these, or on a corner, I'll do it on a corner. I just mark the corner. So I'm going to do that. Unfortunately, this seems like a nice clean rectangle here. So, and this to select, and then I want to stand right here. And I'm going to do a world edit copy. Okay, and then I want to stand right here, and let's see if it works. Do a world edit paste, and then if this works, I'll take the rest of it out, this other side out. Okay, so did we get it? I think that got it. Are we pleased with this? He's got these hoppers here. He's going to put mine carts. He's going to tower up a couple more mine carts. I think that got it. So I'll leave this structure in until he's completely done, in case I have to copy it again. And once he's got it working, then I will go ahead and get rid of all of this for him. It'll be fun watching the drops here. So tell you what, I'm going to go back to the gold farm while he's working on that, and we'll try and circle back here when he's done. So I want to warp to his farms. And what I originally wanted to do was, and And I don't even know if I'm going to... Is Thunder Smurf still alive? It's amazing Thunder Smurf is still alive. I just checked on a different screen. I wanted to put Thunder Smurf up at the gold farm AFK. So I'm just going to punch a little hole here that I can fix so I can get through here. I don't think... I have a warp. I should create a warp to his gold farm AFK. So I'll do that too. I always have a hard time flying through these little spaces here in creative. Right, here we go. So we're going to go in, and this is what I expected right here. So now they're linked. We're linked to the gold farm. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a really don't need... We got a portal down there. I've got a portal set so that you can come through the portal in survival mode. You don't need to warp around, but I'm just trying to get this done quick. So I want to put Smurf up here to AFK this. So I'm going to TP him up here. Okay, he's going to be my AFK guy. And I don't think anything's going to spawn in here, but you never know with Minecraft. It thinks of like a million ways. Well, I'm at build height, so he's just going to have to stand there, and I'm going to have to hope that there's nothing weird goes on. Now, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go out through the portal, and oh, I haven't shown you. I might have shown this in another video, but let me show you what we're doing. So this is the gold farm, okay, and let's see if it's going to work. So it just stacked. This is Shulkercraft here, magma, so that the only thing that's going to spawn on there is going to be piglins. Zombified pigmen. That's the key. Zombified pigmen. We don't want piglins. Zombified pigmen. This is the top of it to keep the gas from spawning on the top layer of it. So you don't need to do it solid glass. I always do mine in solid glass, but most of the farms don't do it that way. They do strips like that to conserve on glass, as though you need to. If you've got this much materials, you can afford a little bit of glass to cover the top of the farm. So there's the ice road that we built to come to this farm. So now Thunder Smurf is perched up there at the AFK. And now if I go through the portal and come out in the farms here, let me get out away from this. Now I'm out of the nether. We should see some output. Now what I want to make sure of is that they're coming through this portal and they're not going through the other portal. So if I can find my way out of here, we'll stand back and take a look at what's going on with this. You know what? Just do that. And we'll see. We might have some more, see if we have more troubleshooting to do or not. But if this thing is really working the way it's supposed to, this should gear up, and we should get a pretty solid stream of zombified pigmen coming out of this portal. And then I'm going to go over to the GP farm and make sure we're not cross-linked and sending zombified pigmen through that portal. We don't want to see them come pouring out of there. Of course, we haven't fired that one up yet, so really this should be kicking in now. Oh, P3 is in the nether, in another part of the nether. So it's probably, you're not seeing the max output from this farm. Let me see if I can get P3 to come here for a second. I'm pretty sure this is working. And we'll see what happens. This thing should open up after he comes here. he might be tediously working on a minecart or something. Let me warp over there and see. So I had the nether side of the creeper farm. Let's see what he's up to. Okay, he's down here working. Well, let's see how it's going for him. Looks like he's almost got it in there, so maybe see what he's up to. Oh, he's got, might as well watch this. He's going to do the piston thing to shove the minecarts down into the hopper minecarts. I mean, into the, shove glass down into the hopper minecarts to keep them in place. So that's how you get the glass into the hopper minecarts. You shove it in there with pistons. And I think he's going to do the next layer now. We might as well watch. So he puts the hopper minecarts in place, and then he's going to, I believe he's going to break the rails, right? And then he's going to put a piston over the top of the hopper minecarts glass, then a piston on top of that, and then he's going to fire that piston. It's going to shove that glass down into the minecart. Yep, like that. See, it pushes it in there, break the redstone, and that's his collection system. Now, when they fall down here, they're going to croak, and the drops are going to be pulled through the glass into those hopper minecarts. And then these are, you can see they're on the corners. So you've got 2 minecarts going into 4 hoppers there, 4 hoppers there. So it's a way of getting the drops that come through these minecarts will be evenly distributed amongst these 4 hoppers and then down into these chests. So it's a way of dividing up the drops evenly amongst the chests. Now, one thing I see here that's not quite right is that we've got single chests here, and these should be double chests. And that's probably World Edit did that. The chests aren't right. So we want double chests there, not single chests. Yeah, it really isn't a big deal because, you know, you're just going to get, it's going to be pretty evenly divided, and you're going to end up with these single chests side by side down here, and they'll all be full of gunpowder instead of double chests that are full of gunpowder. So not a big deal. So let's see, is he ready? Oh, he has to fire up the portal. When he's, oh, he just fired up the portal. Okay, so we have to go back into the overworld now to test it. So I'll try and get him to go to the overworld to test so that we can see if this is going to work. And I'll just stay here and watch. So if it's going to work, we should see some creepers coming through the portal, you know, presently. They were dropping like crazy through here before. Now, I'm not in the overworld, so it shouldn't see me. So the only thing that should be dropping should be creepers. And hopefully they're not going to the gold farm. I'll have to go check the gold farm. So, set time to night. Oh, he doesn't have a cover on it. Okay. But I thought I would see something come through here. when we had the gold farm, let's see, when we had this portal broken, we had lots of action here. Lots of creepers dropping into this area, so it should be working. Here we go. Here's one. And we should see now he needs to go to the AFK spot. Here we go. Yeah, this is what we expect right here. If you're too close, they're not going to come through. But this is what we expect here. So if we come down here, we should see a pretty good drop rate. That's more like it. Yep. That's good. Much better. So it's a Logical Geek Boy cat farm. Creepers will spawn on the pads there, and then they drop down into water streams that push them into the portals on that end. That clears them out of the mob cap. And once this thing kicks in, you can see that it really gets going. Now, we're going to put a roof over it so that it'll operate day and night. That will be one of the next things that he's going to want to do. So what I want to do now is I want to go into the overworld with him. So let's do that. And let's see now if these farms might, let's see, I'm not sure if they'll compete. No, they won't compete. So I'm going to TP to him. All right. So now we're going to TP. We're in the overworld, and now KT is AFK at the gold farm. So we've got creepers going like crazy because we've got AFK right here in the overworld, and then we've got KT is AFK at the gold farm. So we're getting similar results. Like you can see the gold farm is just going nuts. So this is what we wanted. We wanted to break the linkage between the two farms, and then so these two portals are not that portal and that set of portals down there are not interacting anymore. They're not linked, so they're separated, and you can see the farms are working as advertised. So I think we're not going to have any problem with gold, and then we're not going to have any problem with gunpowder. We're going to have tons of gunpowder. I'm not sure where this guy came from. He must have spawned. I wonder where he spawned, because this is all bedrock down here. He fell out or something. I don't know. He's not even supposed to be here. Looking good. So yeah, this is Logical Geek Boy design. So he's using cats in here. And I'm too close. That's why there's no spawning. But if we back off a little bit to the AFK spots, the creepers will spawn on these pads right here. And the cats scare them, and the creepers try to run away. This is a 5-block distance. They'll try to run away. They'll fall down here. They get washed into the portals right there. And that they get teleported out of the overworld right away. And maybe we should have some backing on these so the creepers can't wash through there and fall through here, right? But they'll get teleported into the nether, into the area that we just came from, and then they get dropped there, and we get the gunpowder. So this should be pretty crazy good. So if we step away from it a little bit, we should get some spawns. Yeah, some of them are coming through, so he needs to put some glass on the outside. Yeah, you see how they're running off there? See, these are all working. Looking pretty good. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to show you. And then I didn't show you the iron farm. I showed this before, but I didn't really, I don't know if I was able to fly around it like before, but this is Nimbon. So that's Logical Geek Boy there, that's Shulker Craft there, this is Nimbon. Now, you know, I don't know exactly where all these designs originated. I think these are probably original plays. Well, this is an original play, this is Nimbon. That's an original play, that's Logical Geek Boy. You know, they both got great teams. And then this here, you know, I don't know if this is original or if Shulker Craft just built it, but yeah, I haven't seen this anywhere else. So I think that's I'm going to give Shulker Craft credit for this. So pretty great stuff. So this here, and then I'll wrap it, is just villager pods. And then instead of having to put a zombie in a cauldron between these, he runs this, he's got only one zombie, and this happens to be a pillager because the pillagers have a larger sense range. The villagers can see these guys from further away. So he just gets wheeled around here to each of the stations. He's able to scare all 4 of those villagers from that spot there. They can all see him, and so all 4 of these pods get activated and start spawning golems down here. So you could get up to 4 golems at a time at any one of these stops along the way. And he just makes his rounds and keeps them riled up. Okay, they're there. And especially like at night, he'll wake them all up. See how they're all waking up? They can see him, and they immediately call for golems. We'll follow him a little bit further around and see if we get any more golems spawn. Now, this is kind of interesting what's going on here. It looks like this golem is stuck right here. So I'll mention that to P3. I'm not sure how that is supposed to work itself out because he's like stuck. He's not going anywhere. He probably spawned right here with his head in the glass. So, you don't find out until you actually do these designs if there are any flaws, you know. So this might be somewhat of a flaw that I'll point out to P3. I'm going to leave that guy there so P3 can see it. Anyway, we've almost got a 30-minute video here, so I think this is a good place to end it. I hope you enjoyed the video and you got to see a little bit of the behind the scenes of building these things, and when you build things in close like this, how you have to kind of be aware of how they might interact with each other. So I'll leave it here. Sign off, floating in the air above our big black concrete perimeter. And thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.